And Robin, the Arch was pretty fired up the other day. Really had some strong words to say about the government. They told him to calm down. What did he say to you?
Well, actually, he admitted to me in an interview the day before yesterday that he was quite shocked how angry he was. But I think the underlying premise, besides the fact that he suggested he would pray for the downfall of the ANC government here, but the underlying premise was an important one. And he basically said, I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong, we were a country that was supported by the international community when we were suffering under a vicious and oppressive regime. He said Tibet is being oppressed by China. They are treating them viciously, and the world expected South Africa to support the underdog, and we didn't. And he said that was galling. Now, I think those are very harsh words, of course, from a man of the cloth, but Archbishop Desmond Tutu is not a man who's ever shied away from what he thinks is injustice.
And Robin, at the end of the day, though, it seems technology will triumph here with the Dalai Lama appearing via video link?
He'll appear tomorrow for a lecture, one of the many speaking engagements he was going to do when he came out here. But I think that still doesn't really take away from the fact that he was invited, the Dalai Lama was invited to Desmond Tutu's birthday as a guest, as a friend, as a fellow spiritual leader, to celebrate with another one. And I think that is what has hurt Archbishop Desmond Tutu and many people here in South Africa, because even though a video link will at least, people here will at least hear his words, I think the underlying disappointment and the outrage that he was banned from coming to South Africa in particular with its very unique history is very galling, as Desmond Tutu said.
But the government, they're really running a mile from this. The president says, hey, you know, I didn't stop him. It was the other guy's job to issue the visa. The foreign minister says something similar. Are South Africans accepting that kind of cop-out here?
No, and it is a cop-out. I think many South Africans have felt rather insulted that the government hasn't called it straight. And I think many people thought, listen, if this is an issue about realpolitik, about diplomatic realities, that we need to, that South Africa needs to sort of agree with Beijing on certain things and that they're feeling the pressure, just come out and tell the people. But the government has handled this on a communication level extraordinarily badly. And they have basically used a lot of diplomatic waffle words and weasel words, we can call them whatever, but they haven't come out ever and said exactly why the Dalai Lama was not allowed to come here. They've said, oh, he cancelled, but he didn't get the visa in time. And then, of course, someone said, well, he's welcome after he had cancelled his trip. Now, this is not about procedural issues. This is about South African foreign policy and questions about what the priorities are for the South African government.
Of course, the theory is that South Africa does a lot of business with China. There's a lot of money at stake, a lot of trade deals. We don't know for certain, but the theory out there is that Beijing leaned on South Africa to try and stop this trip. Robin Kerner, we thank you for your time today. Go and enjoy the party. Well wishes for Bishop Tutu coming in from around the globe. Check out submissions at cnn.com/Tutu80. You too can leave your stories, comments and birthday wishes for the anti-apartheid hero. That's cnn.com/Tutu80.